Hi, hello friends. Welcome to my class. First lecture on chemical kinetics for class 11 students as well as the second PUC students and second year intermediate students. Okay, let us see. What is chemical kinetics? Chemical kinetics is also called as reaction kinetics, which helps us to understand the rates of reactions and how it is influenced by certain conditions. It further helps to gather the analyze information about mechanism of the reaction and define the characteristics of chemical reaction. So we have a shortcut, that is reaction kinetics is another name for the chemical kinetics. It will tells us the rate of reactions, most important thing, and influences certain conditions, also helps and analyze the information about the mechanism of the reaction. So this chemical kinetics is most important topic in our chemistry. Why? Because in reaction mechanism is said to be understand using chemical kinetics and define the characteristics of chemical reaction. So after studying the chemical kinetics, we'll understand and we can define what is the characteristic property of a chemical substance. So this is the most important observation of chemical kinetics. Let us move to the rate of formation of and disappearance. Rate of formations and disappearance. Usually substances which are formed in the chemical reaction are called as products. Substances which are disappear in the chemical reaction are called as reactants. So reactants and these are products. For them we have to decide what is the rate of formations and rate of disappearance. In any chemical reaction, what happens? The reaction proceeds, the amount of reactants decreases. So reactants usually decreases, whereas the amount of products increases. That is the most important understanding, study and observation that is required to go ahead in the concept. So one has to understand that rate of overall reaction depend on rate at which reactants are consumed. That is, so what is the rate of overall reaction? Rate at which depends which reactants are consumed or rate at which the products are formed. So reactants are consuming mean disappearing and products are forming. So what is that rate of the reactants consumed and what is the rate of products that are formed? That depends on that. We can say overall rate of the reaction will be decided in this chemical kinetics study. If you see the graphical representation here, in this graphical representation we have along y-axis concentration taken, along x-axis time is taken. So if you see the reactant case, reactants initially they have high concentrations and those reactants concentration with the time, increasing time, that is decreasing. And while that of products in the initial state, what will happen? Their concentration is zero and their concentration increases with the time interval and which is increasing with time. And see the slope of the curve here, the slope of this curve we will call it as gradient rate of reaction, that is d by dt of concentration by concentration, that is the slope of the reaction. So at one particular time only these both the curves will meet and in a particular area also we can decide the rate of reaction, that will call it as instantaneous rate also. So if a graph is plotted now between the concentration of reactants and products and a time, the rate of formation of products and rate of disappearance of reactants can be easily calculated from the slope of curves of products and reactants. This is the slope of curve for products, this is the slope of curve for reactants. So overall rate of reaction may or may not be equal to rate of formations and rate of disappearances. Let us see, unlock some informations we have, that is, what is rate of reaction? So rate of reaction or reaction rate is said to be the speed at which reactants are converted into products. When we talk about chemical reactions, it is a given fact that rate at which they occur varies by a great deal, because some of the chemical reactions nearly instantaneous, while others usually take some time to reach the final equilibrium. So this is a little complicated in deciding the rate of reaction with normal things, so normal calculations. In this, you see one graphical appearance. Once again, as per the general definition, the speed with which is a reactant takes place is referred as the rate of reaction. So you can consider this is the definition. Place is referred to as the rate of direction. So what is the general definition? Speed with which a reaction takes place is referred to as rate of reaction. In this graphical representation, we have time along x-axis, concentration y-axis taken, the blue line indicating the reagents, reactants, and pink line indicates the products. So wood combustion is an example. If you take as a high reaction rate, since the process is fast, that is rate of reaction is high. But rusting of iron is a very slow process, that's why rate is slow, less for the reaction. So rate of reaction tells us to what happened, what speed the reaction occurs. So what is the main aim of the rate of reaction is this will tell us about how reaction occurs with the speed. Let us consider reaction A gives rise to B. In this, we have concentration of A decreases as A is reactant. B's concentration increases as B is product. So rate of reaction, from this one you can define as a change in the concentration of any reactant or product per unit time. That is the exact definition, technical definition from this chemical kinetics topic. So like a given reaction A gives rise to B, the rate of reaction may be equal to the rate of disappearance of A. This is, and rate of reaction which is equal to rate of appearance of B. Appearance means is plus d by dt of concentration of B, and disappearance means we will use negative sign minus d by dt concentration of A. So initial concentration of the reactant and final concentration of the reactant. If you know all these things, initial concentration of the reactant, suppose you are taking A1, and final concentration of the reactant if you take A2, usually what happens, initial concentration is greater than the final concentration, but when it comes to change in the concentration of A, what will happens, usually final concentration A2 minus initial concentration A1 we will write. So in such a case what comes, negative value will come for this one. So that is why what we are doing is, the rate cannot be expressed in a negative sign, but why we are putting negative sign for the reactant A, rate before that is nothing but this change in the concentration of A is coming negative. So to make rate is positive, before this we are putting negative. So rate before the rate expression of reactant we are putting negative sign. The reason behind that one is the same one. That means minus of minus d by dt of concentration of A. So what will comes? Plus will come. Like this. So this can be understood in one manner, that is nothing but when you put negative sign before this, when you are writing, this is minus, so minus dA by dt if you write, then So when you write minus d by dt of concentration of A, then rate will become positive. Only in the case of reactants only we will do like that. But in the case of products rate expression, we won't do like that. Why? Because product concentration increases. So final concentration of the product is greater than the initial concentration. So what will happen? It will be always positive. So we don't get any kind of difficulty in putting a positive sign before the rate expression of products. So the square bracket, what is the square bracket here? Concentration in moles per liter, whereas D represents infinitesimally small change in the concentration. A negative sign shows the concentration of reactant A, which is decreasing, whereas the positive sign indicates the increase in the concentration of product B. Now you will see what are the units of this rate of the reaction. Reactions rate has units concentration divided by time. See, concentration by T. Simply, how we will write the rate is nothing but C by T. C by T means C is the concentration. If we express this concentration in molarity and a time with seconds, then it will be molarity per second or moles per liter per second. So, here moles per liter per second is the unit for this one. So, time will be given usually seconds or minutes or hours, days and all these things. Therefore, SI units we will use, and the units of the rate now can be moles per liter per second or moles per liter per minute or moles per liter per hour, etc., etc. But commonly we will use moles per liter per second or molarity per second. What is more the instantaneous rate of the reaction? So what is instantaneous rate of the reaction? The average rate is different. That's what we observed. But instantaneous rate means at a particular time interval in a chemical reaction, exactly at that instant of time, if you find the rate of the reaction, that will be expressed as instantaneous rate of reaction. In this case, what we will do is we will go according to this different kind of manner of writing graphical representation and finding the slope of it. See, average rates obtained by finding a slope of the curve are not always useful, because exactly at that particular instant only, if you find the rate of reaction, you will come to know that reaction is changing its speed or not. So, they cover a large time interval during which the rate of reaction changes significantly. So, in which case the rate of reaction significantly changes means average rate case only. So, a better way to estimate the rate of reaction is to make the time interval as well as it's possible as small as possible. If interval is infinitesimally small, then as it is delta t approaches 0, the rate is referred to as instantaneous rate of the reaction. Okay, so we will write d by dt of concentration of the reactant substance. Earlier, whatever we are writing, delta t by delta concentration by delta t, this will be written, this will be called as average. So, average rate of reaction can be written using delta signs. But if you say it is infinitesimally small change in the concentrations means that is said to be instantaneous rate of reactions, where square bracket t if you write, then the concentration of time exactly at that time interval only you are telling. See, the instantaneous rate is d by dt of concentration of carbon monoxide here. In the graphical representation we have the slope of tangent at 10 seconds is equal to instantaneous rate they are told. That means along y-axis we have 0.02, 0.04, 0.06, 0.08, 0.1 like that is there. Moles per liter is the concentration. But along x-axis we have 10 seconds difference points are there. If you see this particular point instantaneous rate after 10 seconds, if you draw the tangent like this at this point, touches, and thus at any time if you write the instantaneous rate, it comes negative slope like this. This is a negative slope. So curve coming like this is a negative slope. So that is rate of instantaneous rate of reaction. So a carbon monoxide graphical representation here given. Thus at any time the instantaneous rate is said to be equal to the slope of the straight line drawn tangent to the curve at the time. So this is what we observed, and this is 0.002 moles per liter per second upon calculations they have got. That means how exactly you are expressing the rate of reaction depend on that particular instant. The rate will be called as instantaneous rate of reaction. Let us move on to some factors affecting rate of reaction. See, rate of reaction is changing. Rate of reaction is changing. But change in the rate of reaction is because of what are the different kinds of areas of the information we have. The one will call it as nature of reaction. Usually in this one we will discuss about ionic compounds, covalent compounds, and physical states of the substances, and depends on solubilities of the substances also. See, in the nature of reaction, the rate of reaction is highly depending on nature of the reaction. As few reactions naturally faster than others, we have examples like ionic compound examples. Some reactions we have very slow reactions also there. Rusting of iron is the best example we have discussed. The physical state of reactants and number of reactants and complexity of the reaction and other factors highly influence the reaction rate as well. So these are the main things. So rate of reaction is generally slower in liquid state when compared to gaseous state. So in a chemical reaction, when you are taking chemical reaction, considering chemical reaction in gaseous state means the rate always will be higher than that of reaction between liquids. So and slower, very slow in the case of solids, because the reason is nothing but they are going to involve in the chemical reaction lesser extent because of the smaller size of gaseous molecules compared to the solids. So smaller size of the reactant is there, faster is the reaction. So solids are there, how they will participate in chemical reaction means they will participate in chemical reaction when they are in a finely divided condition when compared to the lump of the solid substance. So solid directly if you take, the chemical reaction speed will be lesser. If you convert the solid into finely divided one, then that nature allows the solid substance to participate in the chemical reaction more rapidly. That is one thing. So in this we can consider ionic compounds like sodium chloride with silver nitrate aqueous solution reactions, and likewise we have methane oxygen reaction. So in these two reactions also you can express here ionic compound reaction is said to be in aqueous solution is faster, while that of methane reactions and all oxidation reactions are slower, because ionic compounds in the aqueous solution dissociates into ions and rapidly they will undergo double decomposition reaction, and at the same time the covalent compounds reactions are slower because covalent nature of the substance is said to be taking lot of time for the bond breaking as well as bond formation phenomena. So bond breaking and bond making requires time interval in the covalent bond cases. So in that nature we can say rate of reaction is less. So here rate of reaction in the case of covalent compounds is lesser than the rate of reaction in the case of ionic compounds. In particular case aqueous solution, we have say aqueous solutions. Let us move to the next one, effect of substrate and reactant concentration. Just now what I have discussed is the nature of the substance. Now effect of substrate or reactant concentration. What is substrate? Also called as reactant. In the collision theory, the rate of reaction is said to be increasing with increasing the concentration of the reactants, we have noticed. So as per one more important point, that is the law of mass action, chemical reaction rate is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant. All these two important bases is telling that the chemical reaction rate increases with increase in the concentration and decrease with decrease in the concentration of the substrate. So time is another important role which is playing. Change in the concentration of reactants and products, time is also plays an important role. Even time is a vital factor affecting the rate of reaction. So in this we will see phase and surface area of the reactants. I've already told about finely divided condition. Now what about the surface area of the reactants and their phase? When two or more reactants are in same phase of fluid, their particles collide more often than when either in both are in solid phase or when they are in heterogeneous mixture. What the meaning of this one is, see, particles collide more often when either both are in solid phase or when they are in heterogeneous mixture. What is the meaning of this? The physical state should be similar, then what happens? The rate of reaction easily can be understand. Collision can be easily happen. For example, you take a solid, take a liquid. Solid molecule and liquid molecule cannot easily collide easily compared to the same type of molecules. So two gaseous molecules collision is easy to understand, but a gas molecule and liquid molecule collision is difficult to understand, and for that it is very difficult to ascertain the reaction rate. Now, in a heterogeneous medium, collision between the particles occur at interface between phases. Okay, so that is one thing. Another one, compared to the homogeneous case, number of collisions between reactants per unit time, that is called as collision frequency, reduced. So is rate of reaction also reduces. So heterogeneous medium, homogeneous medium, these two mediums you have to study. In that, compared to homogeneous case, the number of collisions between reactants per unit time is significantly reduced. Okay, in this case. But heterogeneous case, collision between the particles occurs at interface between the phases only. So in this one, we have to directly see the practical examples. That will be noticed later. We will show that practical examples also in the catalysis concept. Let us move to the next factor, that is called as temperature affects, how affects the rate of reaction. If the temperature is increased, number of collisions between the reacting molecules per second, that is called as collision frequency. Most important definition in the examination point of view, that is collision frequency. What is collision frequency definition? The number of collisions between the reactant molecules per second, that is called as collision frequency. So this will increases when temperature rises. Another thing, that is increases means thereby increase the rate of reaction. So the collision frequency increases, rate of reaction increases. But depending on whether reaction is endothermic or exothermic, increase in temperature increase the rate of forward and backward reactions respectively. See, in this we have to understand one thing, that depending on the nature of thermodynamic nature, means exothermic, endothermic nature, we can drive the chemical reaction on any side of the reaction by changing the temperature. So temperature may affect the rate of reaction. So in a system where more than one reaction is possible, then same reactants can produce different products under different temperature conditions. So this is all comes under mechanism, reaction mechanism. That means 100 degrees Celsius we have one reaction here shown, that is ethyl alcohol giving ether and loss of water. That means it is dehydration process. At 180 degrees, 170 to 180 degrees, ethyl alcohol directly losing water molecule forming ethylene. See, two different products are coming. So in the first reaction at 100 degrees Celsius we are taking same reactant, and a second reaction at 180 degrees we are taking same reactant, but products are coming different. So when the temperature is changing, product is changing. The reaction pathway is observed differently. So rate of reaction is different at two different temperatures as well as the products also different in this case. Indicates that definitely this temperature is the major factor also for the affecting the rate of reaction. So effect of increase in the temperature on rate of reaction can be studied using the temperature coefficient of the reaction. So it is a 10 degrees difference in the difference in the rate constants if you calculate and the ratio between the rate constants differs by 10 degrees is called as temperature coefficient. Experimentally it is proved that its value is lying in between 2 and 3, but for our general calculations we are saying we are taking it to 2. That means temperature 10 degrees rise remains, rate of the reaction doubles. So this is considered as temperature coefficient. It has been found that an increase in temperature increase rate of reaction. As a rule, as increase in temperature by 10 degrees doubling the rate of reaction. So definitely temperature is proved to be one of the most important factor in the rate of reaction changes. So that was been asked by different ways here. How does temperature affect the rate of reaction? According to collision theory, chemical reaction takes place at high temperature, generates more energy than the reaction at low temperature. So that is one point. The other point is collision between the particles have required activation energy at high temperature, and more successful collisions what we discussed is nothing but fruitful collisions or perfect collisions is one of the reasons. So there are some reactions that are independent of temperature. In such cases the reactions without any activation barrier are said to be examples of chemical reactions that are independent of the temperature. So some chemical reaction, very few chemical reactions will observe this type of change. So it has been observed experimentally. We have 10 degrees difference in temperature, usually either doubles or triples the speed of the reaction, and minimum energy is needed, that is called as activation energy for the collision, and stays the same with increase in temperature. However, average increase in particle kinetic energy caused by absorbed heat means that greater proportion of the reactant molecules now have minimum energy and necessary to collide and react. So this is the point, very important one to understand. Why? Because all the collisions are not perfect collisions, all the collisions are not said to be fruitful collisions. In such a case, we will only tell that a very few collisions, perfect collisions or effective collisions with a proper orientation are only said to produce the results. Means they will reactants will be converted into products. The rest of the other collisions are said to be normal collisions without any kind of activation energy. An increase in temperature causes rise in energy levels of the molecules involved in reaction. So rate of reaction increases in such a case. So similarly, rate of reaction decreases with decrease in temperature. So most of the things times what we will do is we'll raise the temperature to complete the chemical reaction, because temperature definitely increase the rate of reaction. It is proved experimentally. So this was successfully explained by scientist Arrhenius and with his kinetic energy theory. So kinetic energy with his activation energy theory, this is called as activation energy, how changes the rate of reaction. This is called as Arrhenius equation. This K is equal to A into e to the power of minus EA by RT, where explanation if you observe in this kinetic energy of the gas is directly proportional to temperature. So that is according to kinetic molecular theory, temperature in kelvins. So thus the temperature of system is increased, more and more the molecules will acquire necessary energy greater than that activation energy to cause productive collisions. So it increases the rate of reaction. Actually 1889 Arrhenius suggested this relationship and it is called as Arrhenius equation, whereas A is called as Arrhenius factor or experiment determined quantity, and EA is called as activation energy, R is the gas constant, and T is the temperature, Kelvin temperature. Here this can be taken in logarithmic manner. That means if you apply logarithm for it, you will get ln K is equals to minus EA by RT plus ln A from the first equation. You will get the second equation like this. If you convert into logarithm, that means log E is equals to 2.303 log to the base 10. So this one if you apply here, then log K will become minus EA by 2.303 RT plus log A. This is another explanation. So anything you can use, but this is at particular one temperature case. So if the temperature is different, then rate constants are different. So if you consider two temperatures T1 and T2, then rate constants can be K1 and K2. In such a case, the difference between the Arrhenius equations will become log K2 by K1, that is equals to EA by 2.303 R into T2 minus T1 by T1 T2. This one actually is said to be most important expression to find the activation energy if the rate constants and temperature is given to us. As R we can easily substitute as 8.314 value from the gases constant values. Okay. So this is all about Arrhenius expression. So most important problematic formula, that means problems will come using this Arrhenius expression. Let us see. What is the next effect we have? That is pressure effect. So pressure increases, then what happens? Concentration of gases, which is in turn results in the increase in the rate of reaction. Pressure and concentration usually directly proportional to each other. That's why when the concentration increases, rate increases. Similarly, pressure increases, rate increases. So rate of reaction increases in the direction less gaseous molecules and decreases in the reverse direction. So if you observe here, P proportionate to concentration is N proportionate to 1 by V. See, pressure and volume inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so this one if you observe carefully, then you will understand this one. The rate of reaction increases in a direction of less gas molecules and decreases in a reverse direction. That can be understood using this relation. Thus, it can be understood that pressure and concentration are interlinked and they both affect the rate of reaction. Here, increasing the pressure of the reaction involves the gases will increase the rate of reaction. As you increase the pressure of the gas, then you decrease its volume. So because pressure and volume inversely proportional, as per PV is equal to nRT, you can tell that number of particles N remains unchanged, as therefore increasing the pressure increase the concentration of the gas. Concentration is N by V. Ensures that the gas molecules collide more frequently, and keep in mind this logic only works for gases. Please understand, this is only works for gases which are highly compressible, while that of liquids and solids it is different. So changing the pressure of reaction that involves only solids liquids has no effect on the rate of reaction, because if you take a solid, there is no pressure effect. So no pressure effect on solid. Even if you take liquid also the same thing. So over the liquids and solids the pressure effect is very negligible. That's why this pressure effects will be studied for gaseous state reactions. Moving on to the next one, we have presence of catalyst. So catalyst, how influence the rate of reaction. It is also one of the important factor like that of temperature and pressure and concentration. Catalyst also and its presence in the chemical reaction is most important in changing the rate of the reactions. As this catalyst is a substance which is allowing the reacting molecules to undergo chemical reaction, means collisions over its surface. During that, there will be some complex intermediates can be formed in a mechanism with catalyst of the reactants, and again once the chemical reaction is completed, catalyst again will come back into its original state which without involving in the reaction. So it will helps the chemical reaction to complete as early as possible. So catalyst can be defined as a substance that increases the rate of reaction without participating in the chemical reaction. So this is catalyst definition. So the definition itself describes its effect on chemical reactions, means without involving it increases. Increases is the important term we have to observe here. The catalyst role play in the rate of reactions. The other one here, presence of catalyst increases the speed of the reaction both forward and reverse direction. See, not only the reaction direction in one direction, reaction can occur in both the directions. In such a case, catalyst will play an important role, providing alternative pathway which has lower activation energy. So activation energy will be decreased. See, this is without catalyst. If I write without catalyst, this is the curve. If you write like this, this is with catalyst. That means here potential energy on the y-axis and reaction coordinates on the x-axis if taken. Catalyst is there means that will reduces the activation energy and completes the reaction as early as possible. So catalysts are substances that increase the rate of reaction by lowering the activation energy needed for the reaction to occur, and the catalyst is not destroyed and changed during the reaction, so it can be used again and again. For example, if you take hydrogen oxygen reaction, do not combine actually, usually they will combine in the presence of a small quantity of platinum such as a catalyst and reaction then occurs. So here H2O2 reaction is very difficult to conduct because they are highly stable and the reaction is very slow. If you want to prepare a substance from these two elements, then you will use platinum. That platinum is the catalyst. At high temperatures it will give the chemical reaction. Next, activation energy and catalysis. See, we have observed, I have already given you a small hint about this activation energy, potential energy, reaction coordinate graphical representation. In this activation energy here without catalyst, with catalyst. So without catalyst it is more than with catalyst. So that means which is faster, activation energy which is less, then the reaction rate is more, that is faster. So activated complex is involving catalyst is said to be best way of studying the rate of reaction. So catalyst changes the path of the reaction. So catalyst functions by providing another pathway with lower activation energy. So this is the lower activation energy. This is all discussed here. Another important point, we have solvent is there, that is also most important one. Rate also depends on the type of solvent, and properties of solvent and ionic strength highly affect the rate of reaction. That is one important factor. The another factor is electromagnetic radiation or light. So electromagnetic radiation is a form of energy in the presence of catalyst. In presence of this one, the chemical reaction may increase the rate of reaction. So rate of reaction increases when you use electromagnetic radiation, gives particles of reactants more energy. And intensity of light means even intensity of light affects the rate of reaction. How? Because particles absorb energy, and with increase in the intensity of light, thereby increase the rate of reaction. So intensity of light is also one of the important factor, increase the rate of reactions. Okay dear students and friends, we have discussed the most important introductory part of the chemical kinetics as well as the important factors of rate of reaction. We will meet in the next session. Bye bye.